Okay, I'm in the mood to do some unboxing today, and I'm going to start with the recreational aspect. I've bought a lot of single malt Scotch along the way, but this is the best I've ever bought for myself. I usually get a little known brand called Isle of Skye, which is $20 for a fifth, I believe. But this is the real deal. Well, Isle of Skye is the real deal too. I don't mean to slight them, but this is rated as one of the best by the late great Michael Jackson. Not the sequin glove guy, but I mean the beer and whiskey expert. Um, and as you can see, this is a 12-year-old. So let's see. Cap comes off just like that. And inside is the bottle. Doesn't smell like Scotch, which you don't want it to. There's a little pull tab right here. And on top of that, this lovely stuff already spent 12 years in an oaken barrel, originally designed to hold sherry for Portuguese. Oh, but lo and behold, look at that. There is cork in there. That is fantastic. I'm just going to sit here for the rest of the video and inhale this thing. Now, life is too short for such foolery. I have a clean little glass, and we do this properly, which is to say you fill it to about there. Look at this. It's almost a champagne color. And oh, it's still got a wonderful bouquet. Those 12 years make for such a wonderfully mellow Scotch. Now, the first process is you harvest your malt and you smoke it dry over the local peat. You pull this peat, you basically carve these peat blocks out of the ground, and they're slow burning smoky things, and they dry the malt, and you can taste that smoke in there. And then you make, using abundant spring water coming out of the granite of Scotland. Every spring tastes different. Every spring has its own terroir. You make this beer, and I don't know much about that beer. Do you? Is it drinkable? But in either case, it's treated pretty much as an intermediate product on the way to this. After the beer is made from the malt, they distill it, and having distilled it, they store it in these used oak barrels that were originally used for sherry, and now they're used to age the Scotch for the full 12 years. And it really pays off because the Scotch mellows so wonderfully well. Picks up that oaken flavor, that sherry flavor, and that also lends a little bit to the color. Fantastic. But every Scotch is a matter of terroir. I mean, how does the malt taste from around your distillery? What qualities are unique to the peat that you pull off the ground? And then the water, that's, I think, probably the biggest early key. And then the oak and the sherry. And then those 12 years of patience. It's fantastic. So there you go. I picked this up at Specs for a good deal. I think it was around 40, 46. Put the cork back in there. $46. That was the first time I'd really seen it below like 60, and so it was sort of an irresistible opportunity. Um, I don't I don't drink Scotch very often. When I do, I make sure it's single malt because that's part of the fun. The terroir tied up in the particular Scotch that you have um, is part of the adventure. Let's see what the label says. A little company propaganda. After being matured for at least 12 years, our signature single malt Scotch whiskey has a smooth and beautifully balanced nose, complemented by refreshingly rich and complex flavors of fresh pear and subtle oak. Skillfully crafted, enjoy responsibly, everybody. Make a point of that. Don't, if you drink this stuff, drink it at home. You know, enjoy it. Have a friend or two over and have a couple of glasses. And don't drive. Don't let them drive. Okay? If you do, I'm not responsible for it. It's foolish. Skillfully crafted, enjoy responsibly, William Grant and Sons Limited. And there's a website, www.glenfiddich.com. And as I recall from my Scottish, Glen, of course, is a little valley or vale, and Fiddich is, I think, of the deer or of the stag. So this is like Valley of the Deer. Nice name. Oh, some more label reading I can do. Our signature Scotch. Our signature malt. This pioneer of the single malt category is matured in the finest Oloroso sherry and bourbon casks. Oloroso sherry and bourbon casks. Okay, there's the sherry. Then uniquely married in oak tuns, Tuns, for a beautifully balanced nose and refreshingly complex flavor. Now, let's see, what is a ton? A TUN ton. You just open up a browser tab and say define TUN. And actually, a lot of times, if you just type the word, you'll get the definition, but not always. So it's probably a good idea to go ahead and write it. Ton, it's a noun. 1, a large beer or wine cask. 2, an imperial measure of capacity equal to 4 hogsheads. A hogshead is a big barrel. And then there's also an archaic verb, is to store wine or other alcoholic drinks in a ton. So, you know, that kind of implies that the makers of Glenfiddich are still pursuing an archaic and certainly arcane process to bring you this delicious stuff. This is one of the high points in life. If you drink, you shouldn't drink for quantity. You should always drink for quality. If you don't drink, that's fine too. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm going to stop this, and okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.